You guys loved the 150 years in civilization survival game video, so I present to you 200 years in, the same game. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy, like this video, and let's get into it. I have found myself alive and breathing at the age of 19 years old as the leader of a little place called Toughtown 2.0. This is to pay respects to the first Toughtown, which was pretty tough. I spent the first couple years of my life gathering materials like rocks, logs, sticks, and tree saplings. This was a new world for us, and I wanted to advance our town hall immediately. And after a bit of work between me and my tough children, we were able to upgrade the town hall to tier 2 at the age of 24, and it was only year 6. And then it was back to more working on the base for a couple more years. But at age 28, I crafted my first weapon, a spear. It's really not the best weapon, but I mean, it's not bad either, so I think it's pretty tough. Can you guys guess what I did next? Yeah, I worked on the base some more, alright? I want Toughtown 2.0 to thrive even better than the first one, and to accomplish that, I must first build the foundation with my team, and eventually, we'll have a super tough, awesome base. I hope. And at age 30, I witnessed a couple of my Toughtown kids fighting each other. So I put an end to it by disciplining one of the kids. And at 31 years old, I put out an announcement telling people to not be so harsh on each other. We're family after all. At age 32, I ran over to this river and found a sheep sitting in there. The poor guy was probably thirsty, but so was I, only my thirst was for armor. So I killed the sheep and took the bones and the hide. And then it was back to working on the base again. Listen guys, I am the leader of Toughtown 2.0, and I just want it to look awesome. Alright, so you can't blame me, but some of this gameplay is boring, but it's worth it. Alright, I promise. I think. I hope. But at age 34, I crafted my first piece of armor. Finally, a wooden chestplate. This brings my total armor up to 14.5 so far, which really isn't that great, but it's better than nothing. And that same year, I also crafted a wooden shield. If you don't know, shields are pretty important in this game, especially for combat. If I happen to get like a near-death experience or something, the shield could literally become the only tool that separates me from life and death, so of course I had to make it early. Would you believe me if I told you I was working on the base again for like the 10th time? Because that's what I did. And at age 37, I harassed a Toughtown member of mine to hand over some plant fiber. I wasn't actually going to kill him because that's not tough and that's not what we're about, but I wanted to plant as many fibers as I can so everyone can use it to craft things later. And at age 38, I got it. All it took was me being a bad person for a little bit of time to get what I want. That felt pretty good. I should act like this more often. Well, anyway, I spent the next few years farming, and it paid off pretty well because at age 41, I was able to craft a wooden helmet. This now puts my total armor up to 21 points, which is getting better. And at age 42 years old, I became a tailor so that I can get to work on making myself a tunic, which would give me plus 10 armor. And after sharing one loom between 3 people, I finally got my pieces of cloth. And at age 44, I crafted the tunic and put it on. Nice. When I turned 45 years old, one of my little tough kids was dancing and asked me to rate the dance moves. I of course gave it a 10 out of 10. I mean, just look how tough that is. This isn't important at all to the story or my 200-year legacy, but it was pretty cool, so I just had to put it in the video. I spent the next couple years preparing for something big, and at age 47, I left the Toughtown base to go look for the mysterious iron armor. If you don't already know, iron armor is a thing in this game, but it only spawns one set per server. So to have a good shot at getting it, you'd have to be in a server pretty much under year 50 or so, aka a brand new server on the game. And iron armor spawns in 3 different locations, the helmet being at the top of this mountain, the chestplate being up in this cave, and the sword being right over there. Yeah, that wasn't very descriptive, but you get it. This world was growing, and I was already worried I missed my shot because I spent so long working with the others on Toughtown 2.0. But I still continued on. At age 50, I reached the infamous LeBron Mountain. This holds the iron helmet, which will give me plus 22 armor points when it's equipped. At the same time, another one of my members was grabbing the iron sword, so this just leaves one more item, the iron chest piece. For now, though, I had to climb up this mountain, and it took a long time. At age 52, a Barbarian walked by, and for once, they were friendly to me. He said he was here to help me climb the LeBron Mountain. mountain. And at age 53, while I was still building up to the top of this mountain, the Toughtown 2.0 Town Hall got upgraded to Tier 3. Good job, kids. You are truly tough. Anyway, it was back to building, and I really wasn't lying to you when I said it took a long time. I turned 57 years old, and I still wasn't even at the top yet. And after jumping like an idiot to place this last chest down, I was able to reach the top at age 58. And oh my god, I have to build more because I have to go slightly higher? Are you kidding me? I have been doing this for like 10 years at this point. Whoa, hey there, wandering trader. I don't have any coins, so you're kind of stuck up here on this mountain. Sorry. Well, guys, finally at age 61, I reached the top of the mountain. And lo and behold, there it was, the iron helmet. I immediately put that bad boy on, and I looked so freaking tough. And now I also have 46.5 total armor points. Did I really just spend 11 years of my life for this helmet? Maybe. But was it worth it? Yeah, I mean, I guess. It's pretty worth it, I guess. Well, it was time to begin my journey back home. Either way, at age 62, I gave this Toughtown kid my old wooden helmet, and then we continued our journey. Thankfully, one of my members told me the coordinates of our base, so it was as simple as just lining up the correct numbers and I would be home in no time. But at age 64, I stopped real quick to say hey to my friend Light, who was able to successfully grab the iron sword. He also gave me his old great club, or as I would call it in this game, a tough club. Thank you, Light. When I got closer to the base, I noticed we had walls, which was insane. And yo, we already have walls? We have walls? Dude, I was gone for so many years. We have walls? And now it was time to get to work again. I wanted Toughtown to be a strong civilization, much like the first Toughtown I made in the past. And in the year 49, this is what Toughtown 2.0 looked like. I spent the next couple years working on things like the stone walls and a new wooden wagon to help me collect some rocks and other materials. And at age 69, we transformed our government into a monarchy. The reason we did this is so that if something were to happen to me, I would at least know Toughtown 2.0 is in safe hands with one of my trusted heirs. Also, at age 69, one of my members must have been sick with an illness or something because he said we will overthrow the king. Clearly, this man wasn't well, so me and other Toughtown members did what we could do to help. Yeah, we killed him. Anyway, I spent my early 70s just working on the base again. I was breaking a bunch of rocks and using those to build up our tough stone walls. At age 72, another man by the name of Matthew was helping me collect rocks. And he brought a wagon. This was going to help a lot because we could just take a bunch of rocks back for the walls. My hard work did pay off though, because when I turned 75 years old, my boy Light came in clutch with another gift to me. This time, it was a Barbarian chest plate. This was going to be better than my wooden one, so of course I put it on immediately. And with that generous gift, I was now at 52 armor points in total. I brought back my wooden chest piece and gifted it to a Toughtown member. Coincidentally, it was the same kid who I gave my wooden helmet to years ago. Well, it was time to mine some rocks, again. When I said I spent my early 70s working on this base, I should have just said my entire 70s, because I turned 80 years old and I was still working hard with my team to make this base stronger and tougher than ever before. And also, when I turned 80 years old, another fight broke out. It turns out a couple of my Toughtown members were also sickly and corrupt. Good for me in a way, because now this video just got a lot more interesting. A group of like 3 members started attacking my child, Woodno, and I would no let that slide. So we chased them down. Chat, we got a couple of traitors. We have like 1 or 2 traitors, dude. He's one of them. All right, bro. We do not stop till we kill him, dude. Are both of these guys traitors? These are the 2 traitors. I'm not giving up, dude. Kicked them. Alright. Alright, I got a little bit pressured there. One more. Chat, one more. Kick him. He's going to block. He's probably going to block in a moment, unless he's really just not blocking at all, dude. Wait, he's actually just dead. Whoa. Wait, this other guy's hitting me. Watch out! Dude! Help! I thought he was helping us, but turns out he really just wanted me gone. My health actually got insanely low, and I really thought this would be the end of my story. But thankfully, my boy Woodno stepped in and saw what was happening. For some reason, he was like the only one to step in at first. The others were all just standing there doing nothing, but oh well. And when I thought I was finally going to get a moment of freedom, it seems I was wrong. This is why I said shields are important. Yet another member tried to kill me. I'm literally about to die still, and I was so nervous thinking that this was it again. Luckily though, with my shield coming in clutch, I was also moved out of the combat state, so my walk speed increased and I was able to get away a bit. And the guy who just tried to hit me was also getting away, but I didn't really chase him. Light was chasing him though, and I assume he did kill the traitor because at age 83, this notification popped up saying the traitor left the team. Good job, guys. Well, after nearly dying like 3 times in a row, I needed to relax a bit. So at age 84, I just started chilling in the Toughtown. And in the year 67, this is what Toughtown looked like so far. After that near-death experience, things actually got better for me, because at age 86, the Barbarian from earlier who helped me obtain the iron helmet walked into the base holding out the iron chest piece. This was an insane gift, and it brought me up to 67 total armor points. Thank you, bro. And at age 87, I put out an announcement notifying my team that the Barbarian is friendly and not to be messed with by us. After a few years of chit-chatting, I noticed a couple of barbarians near the base, and when we got closer, they started to run. I was pretty kill-hungry, so not gonna lie, I just started chasing them down. At age 92, I finally caught up to one of the barbarians and started fighting him. I was going to spare him, as I was told he was friendly, but then he started smacking me with his club, and he stole my spears earlier, so he just had to go. Well, he died pretty quickly, but after a bit of chasing the other barbarian, I noticed more in the other direction, and I was growing paranoid that some were at my base, so I went after someone else instead to distract myself. At age 94, we killed another barbarian, and then I noticed that my team was still fighting the other barbarian I originally stopped chasing, so I came back and we killed him too. That felt pretty great. Oh yeah, and at age 96, we killed another barbarian. Just gonna throw that in there real quick. I made it back home at age 97, and I was feeling pretty good after winning a fight against those pesky barbarians. And at age 98, my child was starstruck and asked if this was real, to which I replied, as real as it gets. And then I walked away because I'm just so tough. For my 100th birthday, I was setting up this stone sign, which I hope will last for years to come. The sign includes the Civ name, the date it was created, and a couple of notable members like myself, Woodno, and Light, aka my 2 heirs to the throne. It's a good thing I put Light's username on that stone side, because he died a year later to some barbarian. He was holding the iron sword though, and we feared a barbarian had it, so we chased them down, for the sword and for revenge. At age 104, I caught up to this barbarian and we slaughtered him pretty quickly. I took his barbarian shield and chestplate and headed my way. Later on though, we actually realized that one of our teammates had the iron sword in their possession, so I felt a bit better knowing that, and I went back home, where I dropped off my barbarian armor to a kid who needed it, aka Light, because, well, you know, he died and he lost everything. In the year 91, this is what the Toughtown 2.0 base looked like. Comment tough if this is super tough. Well, it was time to relax again, and what better way to relax than to do hard manual labor like mining more rocks. Again. Okay, that's just what I'm doing again. I was grabbing all of these rocks because we decided to expand the base a bit and add a new section, and with a new section comes new stone walls. I spent a year putting up a couple of walls, and at age 114, the barbarian I killed earlier was just chilling here, but he wasn't fighting this time, so that's okay, I guess. And then he went full-on detective mode and proceeded to tell me that he's actually a fan of the channel, which I thought was pretty funny considering I just murdered him a few years ago. Either way though, thank you so much for supporting the channel, man, and that goes for everyone watching this as well. I really do appreciate the support, and I know I don't upload super often, but I'm always trying to make awesome videos for you all and stream daily on YouTube and TikTok. Your support really means a lot to me, and it's kind of insane because this is becoming a bit of a regular thing in this game now, where people will just notice me and want to take screenshots and stuff, and it's honestly just so crazy. So yeah, thank you guys for watching these videos. I really do appreciate you guys, and I love each and every one of you. Anyway, I spent some years yapping to my team again and didn't really get much work done. But finally, at age 121, I got back to work and I grabbed some more rocks. One of my teammates asked me to duel because, you know, he was going to go soon, to which I declined at first, but ultimately accepted because I love a good fight. At age 122, I dropped him a great club so we can have the same weapon. I did have better armor than him though, so in the end, it wasn't really a super fair fight for him. Chat, I'm not really good at fighting though. Oh no, he kicked me! He actually kicked me! Alright, there we go. There we go. He said just till like 30, right? So that's not bad. GG, man. It was a good 1v1. Even though I had an advantage, you still put up a pretty good fight. At age 124, I actually spectated a 1v1. Well, not really. I watched it for like a minute, and then I started yapping to my teammates during the rest of the fight. But this 1v1 was until death, and the bronze man I fought ultimately ended up dying and losing the fight. Okay, and then I just spent so many more years yapping again. I wasn't really sure what to do. We were the biggest civilization in the entire game, with like 50 members in it, while the rest had like 15 or less. At year 113, this is what Toughtown 2.0 looked like. Our walls were almost done, but we stopped our progress for now because it was time to decide if we wanted to raid other groups finally. At age 133, we decided to head out and start raiding. Get a good last look at Toughtown 2.0 because we won't see this base again for a long time. We had a good amount of teammates with us, and after a long time of walking around, we noticed some barbarians trailing behind us. I didn't think much of it until I noticed a bit of fighting breaking out. This was not good. So we killed one barbarian and then ran over to help our team with the other ones fighting. But it turned out they didn't even need my help because they just killed them pretty quickly anyway. I think we did lose a member though, which kinda does suck, but life still goes on, and we must too. At age 138, we noticed a leader outline, and it was the crazy, noisy, bizarre town, which was the second biggest civilization. So, we ran in with our weapons and stopped at nothing to ensure we would kill them and destroy their town hall. Make sure your team kills off! Make sure your team kills off! Hey, that guy's running. Get the runner. Get the runners. There's a couple runners. We got a couple of runners. Get him! Get the guy in bone armor, chat. The guy in bone armor. The guy in bone armor. He's trying to fight. He's trying to fight. He's trying to fight, but he's not going to. He's so dead. He's so dead. He's done for. He's done for. Boom! Well, that felt pretty good. At age 142, we broke their town hall, and that made me feel even better. Who knew raiding poorer civilizations and showing off your true power and evilness and greed felt so dang good? As we were leaving this abandoned town, one of our barbarian friends, Alexander, was getting attacked. We stepped in very fast though and ended that threat. As we were walking, we saw this scared, lonely leader, and he went from running from one guy to running from like 10 guys, and he made a fatal mistake. If I had one, though. Wait, this guy's going to a dead end, bro. You can't go to the right. I made that mistake once, and I died. On stream. You can't go to the right. It's a dead end. I literally died in this spot. No, don't turn right, bro. Don't turn right. Don't turn right, dude. No. No, dude. I did that same mistake, like 5 days ago on a live stream. Well, at age 146, we kept on walking. Oh hey, it's Toughtown again. I guess we really weren't gone that long. I spent some more years just chilling at the base again. I mean, I did help build it. I deserve to relax in it as well. And also, we just did that big raid, so I wanted to calm down a little bit before doing something else. At age 153, the crazy, noisy, bizarre town has been destroyed. Let's go. And at age 154, my teammate just gave me the iron sword he saved years ago. This was huge, because I now had the best weapon in the game, and I had collected the whole iron armor set. This quite literally makes me and Toughtown 2.0 truly unstoppable. At age 158, there was some fighting going on, but that ended pretty quickly because the guys who were traitors kinda just died super quickly. I don't know. At this point, I was over 160 years old and lived a pretty great life so far as the leader of the Toughtown 2.0. And also, at this point, we got attacked by a random barbarian. But with all my knowledge I have gained thus far into my life, it was no issue, and certainly not a threat. I did what I do best though, and spent like 8 years just walking around and yapping. Nothing interesting for my 160s really. But at age 168, I ventured off for what in my eyes would probably be my last ever raid. I was getting too old to continue fighting, and I felt my body slowly giving up on me, but my mind wouldn't quit. Not yet. At age 173, I found a little civilization called Toughest Nation 6.7. For obvious reasons, they were my enemies. We are Toughtown, but they are the toughest nation? Yeah, sure, dude. Anyway, we decided to show them who was truly the toughest of them all. When we got there, we stole some of their food and watched as their leader ran off scared. But to be fair, I would do the same thing. If I saw like 15 warriors in shiny bronze armor coming my way, I would probably run as as well. At age 176, I found the Woodland Warriors civilization, and since I was still thirsty for kills so I can have a good final raid, we entered their town. At age 177, I told one of the warriors that I needed some more content for the ending segments of this video, because nothing really interesting was happening. So I attacked this man, and eventually, I also killed him. Shortly after that, we spoke to the leader, but that turned into a fight too, so can you guess what we did? Yeah, we killed him. After that, I killed this nomad at age 178, and then I decided I might as well grief their cow farm. I'm very sorry for what I did to these poor cows, but I had to send the message that Toughtown is the best. So, I killed the cows. Alright, I'm sorry. At age 179, we broke their town hall, and then we spent several years walking around randomly. When I was age 182, I was able to watch a little Barbarian 1v1 go down. That was cool, but it was time to keep moving. I wanted to fight more people, but my body kept giving out. Maybe I should return home soon? At age 185, we found some more people from the Woodland Warriors group, so we killed them. I was getting hungrier for kills, but I knew that my time was limited. I even thought about the possibility of attacking my own team. I know that isn't what we do as Toughtown members, but it would be a great final showdown, and, you know, it'd be for fun, so who cares? At age 187, I found the leader of the Caveman Kingdom, and I did what my mind told me to do, and that was to kill. I grew weaker and weaker as the years went on. I stopped only for food and water, but I kept on running no matter what. I knew my time was limited though, and I figured it was maybe time to go on home. I was almost 200 years old, and I deserved to relax in the comfort of my own town one final time. So finally, at age 199, I made it back home. After years and years of walking around this world, I found the Toughtown 2.0 home and I walked right in, 199 years old. Wow. After getting one last look at this beautiful creation, I knew this is where I wanted to die. This is where my story should end. So with that being said, at age 200, I started to fight my own warriors. This was their final test of skill. Can they defeat me, the Toughtown 2.0 leader? I hit multiple people with my iron sword, and while I lost a bunch of health, I kept on fighting. I know I wanted to die here, but I also wanted to make sure that my warriors were the strongest they could ever be, because when I fall, I don't want Toughtown 2.0 to fall with me. I want it to prosper forever and ever. And at the age of 201, I was hit with a bronze sword, where I collapsed to my death. I died in the Toughtown 2.0 home. I was finally at peace. Looking back at my tough life, I went from an inexperienced leader with a bunch of crazy, chaotic children, but I taught them to fight, to farm, to build, and together, throughout the many years, we have built insane structures and layouts, and we turned this piece of land on this beautiful, beautiful planet to our home. We built a place for everyone to feel safe in. Goodbye, Toughtown 2.0. It was a blast. And thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate the support on my Civ videos, and if you like this one, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be working on some more videos soon relating to this game and other Roblox games. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Anyway, I think it's time that I head out. Someone seems to be calling my name?
Tyler!
What? Are you?
Tyler!
Mr. Cow, I'm so sorry, but...
Tyler!
Mr. Cow, you know I didn't mean to. I just had to do it for the video. I had to kill you guys because...
Silence! Now! You fool! You really think you needed to hurt us for your silly video? You could have left us all alone, but you didn't. You didn't.
Mr. Cow, if you can just let me explain this to you, I just think this is a big misunderstanding.
Enough!
Ah! Hello? Anyone? Help me. Who's there? Who are you?
Bye-bye!